Next, we've got Dr. Mike. I actually like Dr. Mike. He makes some solid content. He seems like an all-around good dude. No particular gripes with him so far. Let's see if his house is just as cool as him. Okay, that's nice. That's not bad. It's not too showy, which I appreciate. Now, the houses we've seen so far looked very showy. This looks like, you know, this looks like a guy who's made it, wants to get himself a nice house, and there you go. There it is.
Features inside the house, but more.
No, it's definitely outside. It is the dog we saw a moment ago. That is 100% the best feature. And that car inflatable was pretty sick.
I'm going to share some of my biggest plans for this house. Welcome to Bear's Estate. Come on in. Bear and I have put a lot of work into this place. No interior designers. This is this loser's guy's taste. So if you don't like it, you actually don't like my
Oh my, this feels so much better than
foyer. I don't know how to call it.
And the rest of the houses, so the rest of the house tours so far, because
to be known that when you come to this
you walk in, there's just a blurry painting. I wonder if that's on purpose, but it's definitely on purpose, but it would be so funny if the photographer just took a really shitty photo. You know, forgot the shutter speed was really low on there. So he goes back. It's like, shit. This photo's awful, but I still gotta sell it. He just does.
The city is a blur. So we have a place to take off your shoes. Beautiful plant. I become a
Are the
plant
captions
dad,
on?
not just a dog.
I guess I'll leave the captions on. It's fine.
This is a filming room. We like to use it as the filming room when I tell personal stories or we need a little bit more room on a couch. The cool detail I like to show everyone in this room is this ladder. This ladder is pretty cool.
It would make more sense.
And there's a lot of
It would make more sense if the bookshelf was taller, but I do like a good ladder in a library.
Ancient medical books, and you'll also see I have a new hobby, building model cars.
Oh my god. This is way cooler than any other house we've seen so far, because it is just him. I like it.
Pretty cool. My friend sent me this after my first boxing match with iDubbbz. It's actually really accurate. And wait, I'm pressing and nothing's happening. The battery's dead. The dining room. When we have group dinners, when we have office meetings, everyone comes and sits and eats.
That's nice.
Not as often as we'd like, but we do gather in here.
I think the fake fruit is a little tacky, but
a yucca.
I would expect real fruit from Dr. Mike, but it's fine.
Remember that they don't need a lot of water. You can overwater them, and I may have done that to this one. This top
I should get a yucca plant. I hate watering my plants. I've got some plants in my room and I hate it.
Light fixture matches the
I like the plants in there. I just hate watering them.
Together. Now come on in. I'm going to show you the first.
Oh, we just reconnected.
His toys are in here. His brushes. Right there. Catch. This is the garage. It's unfinished.
You know the comments are just going.
Video coming soon. Right, next up
are going to be all about Dr. Mike abuses his dog.
Simple. I love simplicity. I love the cleanliness. I love the contrast off the floor. Amazing stove.
Yeah, I like it too.
I wish I use it more often.
That's good.
And I will for upcoming videos. Different ways to prepare food that I'm learning how to use. I feel like looking into my fridge is really personal, but it's probably that I'm learning how to use. I feel like looking into my fridge is really personal, but it's probably valuable. A lot of hydration beverages.
That's good. It's important to stay hydrated.
Water. I'll actually have one right now.
I don't remember if this is from Dr. Mike. I feel like Dr. Mike said this. I could be wrong though. But him or another doctor. I just bring this up because I do think it's Dr. Mike. Cheers. I'm pretty sure he said, like, if there's one thing you cut out of your diet, it's soda. And what do we have here? Not only do we have a lot of soda, but we got both Coke and Pepsi? Are you nuts? Again, I don't even know if Dr. Mike said that.
Not that much actual food in there. Also,
I mean, he seems healthy enough otherwise, so like,
legal,
man can have a
not
soda
all
every now and then.
tennis together. It literally removes the top of it, so you could drink it. Sparkling water, like out of a glass.
You can also
Sharp edges. Yeah, thank you.
use the tab.
The living room. I really love it because the ceilings are enormous. I saw this and I was like, that looks
It's
like
good,
a
and it's not too echoey.
but
I
it's
like
a
that.
lamp. I'm gonna get it.
I don't like the
A
lamp.
really tall fig plant, a really tall lamp, a big TV, big couch for Bear to sit on and everyone else while we're brainstorming ideas. Obviously there's a burger for Bear, but then also a fireplace. I don't know where the remote is, but that's the fireplace. This is more room than I ever had in my life. Childhood home was welfare housing in Brooklyn. Then we were lucky enough to get a slightly bigger home in Staten Island. That's where I lived during high school and part of residency with my dad. Now I have this monster home. Let's go upstairs and see the rest of it. We have a large bed. Curtains were a disaster. I had no idea
Dr. Mike,
how complicated it is to do.
compared to
curtains,
Jake
but
Paul's
I
bed,
found out
that
the
is
higher you put them, the more elegant your windows look.
that is a
Some
normal
people
bed
don't
at
curtains.
best.
They actually need to touch the floor. Some people don't, but apparently that's stylish. I don't know. You have my watches. This really cool little plant. I don't know the type of plant that is. I need to look that up. You've seen the bathroom routine before, so you know what this room's all about. We have a giant tub that besides clipping my toenails in or washing Bear in, I don't really use. Big shower, toilet area, I guess.
Love it. This is the best bathroom I've seen all day. I assume there's a light in there. All right. Kind of the same criticism I had of iShowSpeed's little toilet area. This one also doesn't have a bidet, but look, I maybe he has one like attached in the toilet, one of the ones that are attached to that. So perhaps it's fine, but love it. Always love to see a separate room for the toilet.
And this closet is really cool. We have suits galore in here. This is also where I keep my merch. Really cool little details that go a long way, like select.
And this makes sense.
And
having your closet in the bathroom.
Sorry. And this, I don't think it quite matches the aesthetic of the house, but I couldn't not get this.
I honestly love that. I love that so much.
The store. This was $9.99 on sale at one of those discount stores, and I was like, how do I not get this? This looks like my tub.
You have
looks
to.
Like my Bear. Let's move on over to
It's
our
perfect.
workspace. Most people would make this area a chill space, but for us, this is our chill workspace. So Sam and Dan sit here doing some edits, showing me cuts. I gotta show you this cool feature. Sorry, Dan, I'm gonna throw your stuff, but look at this. Oh. When you're editing or you need a little computer area, how clutch is that?
That is pretty clutch. I like that.
Awesome. You have a very feng shui room. Some of my art from New York City has made its way here. Something that you used to see in that previous apartment. My shelves, Teofimo signed that. Cambosa signed that one. Some really cool things that I've collected through my travels. The most Hampton-esque room. You see the bed is cream, the carpet is cream, and you have a mirror here, a console, some decorative pieces.
Not bad.
And a little je ne sais quoi. Look at this. Curtains, gray.
Don't know what that means. I wish you told me.
Bed, gray. Bed, cream. Floor, cream.
Good contrast. I like
the
it.
room in the house where we do the most.
Not the colors I would pick, but
Studio.
I mean, it's good.
Where we film and make all the YouTube videos that you see every single day. We have Harry here, who's Bear's best friend. We have the logo that you see in the backdrop, the plant that attacks me all the time, some bones. Oh, the 10 million subscriber plaque. Check that out. Actually, in the back, it says, congrats on passing 10 million.
Might want to wipe
It's
down
also
that back a
really
little bit.
heavy.
Not
We
that
have
it
some
really
fucking
matters too
hero
much, but
bobbleheads.
it's
All
fine.
the awards we've won. My little fake tennis trophy.
Hello,
We
Iggy.
won something.
Welcome
Cool
in,
stuff
welcome
that
in.
You have sent me. All the mugs that you've sent, really cool stuff. Here we have all the lights, the cameras, the microphones, my computer. I have my awesome chair here from Secret Lab. And this is where I spend a lot of time. not only while on camera.
That was a cool
but
transition.
also
I like
writing
that.
Scripts, researching videos. That adds up to a lot of time seated in front of my desk, which can have some pretty
Where's the
serious
camera? I see the light. I see the microphone. The camera has... Oh, it's got to be off to the left here.
impacts on your health.
I want to see what camera he's got.
Can be problematic. I see it
True.
every week in my office. Patients come in complaining about low back pain, neck pain, muscle stiffness, and while the causes are usually multifactorial, there's no doubt that extended periods of sitting improperly.
God, that set looks good. That camera. Oh my God, the color grading's on point. I've got no bad things to say so far. Like, not everything is my personal taste, but like, objectively speaking, this is just like a nice house. It's not too big for him. It seems like it might be a little too big for him, but like a couple extra bedrooms is fine. But it doesn't seem like overly huge. Seems like he's got like everything he wants and not too much more.
Playing
You have a job other than Twitch? I do.
Sit locked in the same position for a long period of time. Not only do
I'm a crew lead at Culver's.
You can develop blood pooling and swelling in your legs.
And YouTube, of course. I actually make more money from YouTube.
Skin changes, aches, and in more dangerous cases, blood clots. Frequently getting up from your desk to stretch your legs can help mitigate the issues that chronic sitting can cause. That's one of my favorite things about this house. Unlike my previous apartments in the city, here I actually have some places to get up and walk around while I'm working. And look, it's not reasonable to say never sit down, which is why it's so important to make sure that when you select the right place to sit, it is ideal. Recently, I've become a massive fan of the Secret Lab Titan Evo chair. It
Sponsorship.
allows me to sit naturally,
I actually almost bought one of these recently.
Fidgeting, sliding this way or that
I went with...
Bottom line is...
I almost bought a Secret Labs chair recently. Unfortunately, the way it worked out, the way it came out, I didn't quite have the funds for an actual Secret Lab, so we went with the Noble Rocker. It was half the price, and look, I've never sat in a Secret Labs chair, but it seems pretty close. It was at least a huge upgrade from my last chair. This is way more comfortable. Eventually upgrade to an actual Secret Labs, but this is plenty good. My Noble Rocker is pretty tight, and for half the price of a Secret Labs, I'm just saying.
Is movement. When you have movement, you have improved circulation, and improved circulation means less blood pooling.
I should probably move around more. Yes, Dr. Mike, I should stop sitting so much and move around some more. Oh, sorry, I need to... He didn't show anything. It was just his face.
Comparing Secret Lab to another top chair brand. They looked at professional gamers who can sit up to 16 hours.
You should add text-to-speech. There is text-to-speech for donations, but I don't do it for LEMS because
while sitting in the Secret Lab chair.
That would be too much.
As well, given the many ways you can adjust a chair for changes in posture, I mean, I can fold my legs and sit comfortably here because of its size. And funny enough,
this is so relatable on so many levels. Dr. Mike is so down to earth. I also love sitting crisscross applesauce. You don't see it right now, but it's my favorite thing. I prefer sitting crisscross applesauce, but you know, sometimes the knees get a little tight after you've been sitting like that for a while. So I like to extend them a little bit, but this man gets it. This man gets it. Yes.
Boxing and assembly process was incredibly satisfying and interactive. I put together a lot of furniture moving in, and this Secret Lab chair was by far the most enjoyable and simple of a process.
Oh my God.
The instruction manual is dope.
My Noble Rocker came with one of those.
It has definitely become my favorite chair since I got into this house. So check out Secret Lab today by visiting the link in the description. And speaking of the house, I think we've seen plenty of the inside, but let's head outside so we can see Bear run around a bit.
I would love that. Maybe sometime, Iggy.
The outdoors here is probably the most special part of the home. This tree is officially my baby.
That's a good tree. I like it.
Maple tree. This thing was expensive because it's at the forefront of the house. We also, for the fall here with my buddy Angelo, planted some mums to get some color going, but unfortunately they're taking their time to bloom. The beauty of getting out of the city is that you get a lot more room, and a lot more room for activities. My goal
That's good. I like a lot of room for activities.
This giant space here and
that's good. And might I add, no giant astronaut.
potentially create a tennis court and or basketball court, or maybe like a combo of both. That's a dream, but I think it might just become a reality. Also, notice that there's a steep incline here. What do boxers do? They like to do hill sprints. Let me show you one of my favorite HIIT workouts.
That's probably one of the perks of a nice long driveway. Like I would like to go on more runs around my own neighborhood, but not my neighborhood isn't like dangerous or anything. But if I do run, I like to go early in the morning, and I do feel a little sketched out. But like nice long driveway, up and down an incline. That's pretty good. I like that. I was a little worried about that part. I don't really like that curve. That's a little scary to. I imagine a little scary to drive around, but I mean. There's pros and cons.
One nap later.
All right, let's take a look.
Overall, pretty good pros.
First things first, when you come outside, you gotta have a place to eat, brainstorm with the team. That's what this handy table's for. The material is waterproof, rust-proof. You got waterproof even fabrics here, so I can leave it outside when it rains. You have the pergola for added night effects. And then you gotta have a hangout area where you can just spitball some ideas, talk about life, and you do it near the fireplace, which is really beautiful.
That is quite nice.
I've never really had outdoor space like this, but to be able to have a cup of coffee and come out here early in the morning and get light first thing on you is incredibly healthy. We talked about how the photoreceptors in your eyes send direct signals to your brain to set your circadian rhythm when you get exposed to light early in the morning, which means that you're not only going to feel more awake, but you're going to have an easier time falling asleep when it gets dark at night. This is, you know, a summer cooking video is coming when you see one of these. This, I mean, I
didn't know it was coming. I thought you just like to cook off camera, but
all I did was throw a hammock in
fair
there.
enough.
So if anyone has brainstorm ideas, I'm all for it.
More
I've
hammocks.
Fallen in love with landscape.
That's my only recommendation.
I started buying all sorts of different shrubs, bushes, and trees. This is my holly. Don't eat these berries. They're poisonous. I've taught Bear not to eat them.
Good to know.
Hope he doesn't. And obviously, this is my sauna. There is going to be a full sauna video because we have to talk about the health benefits of saunas.
I like it.
All right, I've never been one who's too fond of having a pool, but now that I have one, I gotta say, it's pretty awesome. I love being able to come out here and take a dip. You know who also enjoys taking a dip? This guy. This is a saltwater pool. It has a little bit of chlorine, but much
interesting.
less than a typical chlorinated pool. In general, having a lot of chlorine is not great for your lungs. There's even been some initial research, nothing proven, showing that chlorinated pools and heavy exposure to chlorinated pools can trigger asthma in young folks. So I much prefer salt. Now the Newfoundland is actually
why isn't that just standard?
Water
that makes sense. I trust you, Dr. Mike.
He has webbed paws. Show your skills, Newfoundland. Come on. Come on, show your skills. Come here.
Oh my God, that's a good boy.
There he is.
What a good boy.
He also likes to eat the water a little bit when he swims. And you also have to really be careful because he can scratch you completely by accident. Every time he thinks I'm drowning. I'm not drowning.
That's me when I flip my hair.
All right, how about
That was the best house tour so far. I really, really like that one. Again, like I have zero complaints about Dr. Mike so far, and this just This just added to my good impression of him. One thing that sets this house apart from the others that we've seen so far, there is a reason for everything he has. Now, he has a couple extra bedrooms that he probably doesn't need. All right, whatever. It's only a couple extra. But for the most part, everything we see in this house, there was a reason for it. Now, like, obviously, I'm not against having nice things, but in some of the other houses, it's just like you have all this space. What do you do with it? You're one guy. Maybe you bring in your team every now and then. We saw that with Jake Paul, but it's still like there's just so much extra room that like you literally just you're opening doors going, oh, I never even knew I had this. So respect on Dr. Mike. No, I respect that he wants a nicer house. There's nothing wrong with that, but it doesn't come across as excessive. There's not cause everywhere. There's not a bunch of hypey stuff, and like he just has a good reason for having most of the stuff in there, and the decoration wasn't all stuff that I particularly liked, but if he likes it, then more power to him. Now, that was the best one so far. I'd give that an A, maybe even an S.